Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here for Fight Up TV, being joined by a very special guest, Mr. Harold Lederman, who we've all seen on HBO Championship Boxing and of course other boxing broadcasts as well. And first thing first, Harold, how are you enjoying your time over here in Macau, and what do you make of this weird cultural exchange of people and just the people in general?
Well, everybody's been very nice to me, to tell you the truth. It's a very nice hotel. It's so big that I get tired just walking around the halls. I guess everybody
huge.
does. It's absolutely huge, you know. I mean, well, I got here yesterday. I don't think I've been out in the street since then.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's so many things to see in a hotel. I can't get over it. So I've been walking around, doing a lot of window shopping, buying next to nothing, but it's a nice place. It really is, and they treat you very nicely.
Yes,
What I'm curious about is, you know, in the Orient, it's well known for betting on fights. I'm sort of curious to see if they're going to do any gambling in the arena tomorrow, during the main event and during the preliminaries. I don't know what to expect, but I know, if you go to a fight in Thailand, for example, you see tremendous amounts of wagering in the audience while the fight's going on. I'm sort of curious to see what's going to happen Saturday night.
No, it's a huge gambling town here in Macau, and I don't doubt that there's heavy money on Manny Pacquiao. Now, looking at this fight week, there's been a lot going on. What do you make of the events that happened on Wednesday, especially the scuffle between the two camps?
Oh, I didn't get hit till Thursday, so I sort of missed it. What happened?
Well, okay, this is news to Harold right here, but I guess supposedly Freddie Roach got in a scuffle with Robert Garcia.
Yeah. I heard rumors
Some words
that happened, but
came out. Some people felt, the comments that Freddie said were racist. Other people felt that he was in the moment, and Alex Ariza threw a kick to Freddie, hit him in the gut, and it just bedlam broke out from there on out. Yeah.
I mean, Alex Ariza and Freddie been fighting for a long time. There's no question. But, it's a shame that Alex Ariza would do something like that. I mean, Freddie's not exactly well, He does have the tremors. He does have the Parkinson's. It's bad enough what Robert Garcia said about him, you remember.
Years
a couple
ago,
years
yeah.
ago.
A couple years
but
ago.
at least Robert Garcia apologized. I knew he was wrong. He didn't realize what he was doing. And he apologized, which was the right thing to do. But for Alex Ariza to kick him, that's horrible.
Yeah. No, it was a thing that a lot of people online didn't agree with, but others didn't agree with what Freddie did as well. But it seems the camps are over it now. Speaking on the main event, for you being here in Macau, how do you think it's going to be on that Sunday morning? Saturday night for you guys at home, but Sunday morning for us.
Right. The main event should go on about noon Sunday Macau time.
Isn't that weird?
It should be 9 o'clock Eastern time in the United States. Now, you ask me the question again, what do I think about the time differences?
No, the crowd. How do you think the crowd's going to be?
Well, it should be a very, very animated crowd, to tell you the truth. I mean, let's face reality. Manny Pacquiao said he wanted to fight in the Orient. For him, it's like coming home. I mean, Zhu Shiming in the preliminaries is very popular here. He's on the card, so it should be a really wild crowd. I'm expecting a noisy crowd. I'd be surprised if they were very, very quiet. I mean, you never know. But we'll see.
Things that we're waiting to see is how Manny Pacquiao is going to be after that knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez, but also how Brandon Rios is going to handle someone the level of Manny Pacquiao. What are things people need to look for the night of the fight?
Well, to tell you the truth, Pacquiao, I don't think his style's going to change at all. I think he's going to do what he usually does. I think he'll try to turn the guy, try to hit him with left hands because, that's his power punch. For southpaw, Manny Pacquiao's got a real good right hand. I mean, I think he uses jab, he'll use his hook. But basically, I think Manny Pacquiao will look to set him up and knock him out. He's a strong left-hand puncher. He's got a good knockout punch. I think, there's a good possibility he can get him out of there. It remains to be seen. As far as Rios goes, Rios is going to do what Rios does, and that's, come straight ahead. He's a very aggressive guy. He looks to get, he always looks to knock you out. He jumps right on you. I mean, that's what he did in the 2 fights with Alvarado, so why should he change against Pacquiao? I expect Brandon Rios just to go straight at him. Somewhat like Ruslan Provatnikov, that kind of style, where the bell rings, he gets off the stool, goes right at you. That's basically what I expect from Brandon Rios. I mean, I can't see Brandon Rios changing that much. I don't think he's going to move and box. You know, he's not a stick and move guy. His game is to go after you and, you know, hit you in the body and look for a knockout. That's, you know, in simple English, he's a fan-friendly fighter. That's why people love him.
Very fan-friendly fighter. You
Oh, yeah.
always see a Rios fight, you're not bored. You know you're going to be entertained,
Not at
and you know
all.
you're going to get some action.
Yeah.
And my real question is, how is Manny going to react to the shot of Brandon Rios? That's the one thing I think a lot of us are wanting to have answered in this fight. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I really don't think that Manny's going to get knocked out. I mean, you know, the one little Marquez thing was strange, sort of. You know, I'm sure he heard the 10-second warning. He knew the bell was coming, and I don't think he expected that. I think he just let his guard down somewhat and got caught by Marquez's, you know, by a real good right hand that Marquez threw at the moment. I mean, you remember, it was right before the bell. You know, everybody hears that 10-second warning in Las Vegas. They hit something with a hammer, you know. So,
Clack, clack.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's nothing you can miss, no matter how noisy it is at the MGM Grand. I mean, you know, and certainly Manny heard it, and I think they played a part there. If you try to ask Manny, you know, Manny would go, yeah, you know how Manny answers questions. I guess you'd have to ask him in Philippine to get a straight answer. But I really think he sort of dropped his guard and never saw that coming. You know, Marquez had a tremendous shot, and I just think that Manny wasn't ready for it, you know, because of that hammer, you know, at 10 seconds. You know, he was sort of expecting the bell, and he got clocked. I don't think that's going to happen in Brandon Rios' fight. I just don't think Manny's going to get knocked out. I mean, you know, Manny fought Marquez, what, 3 times previously, and certainly never got hurt like that. You know, I mean, you know, he may have gotten stunned a few times, but, you know, nothing like the knockout in the 4th fight. So, I mean, Manny's at the I mean, Manny's got a good shot. Look, you saw the Timothy Bradley fight. He dominated Timothy Bradley. I mean, Manny fights good fighters and he wins, and I'd be amazed if he got knocked out here. I just tend to believe that, you know, Rios is going to have to be the one that's going to have to look for a knockout, because I think Manny's going to look to get him out. Without question, Manny would love it in front of all his home fans, you know, and basically, you know, although Manny comes to the Philippines, it's basically a Manny Pacquiao crowd. I mean, I really don't envision one Mexican in the entire audience. I don't know. But
We got one Mexican here on press row,
but
I'm neutral.
people aren't walking around with Mexican flags.
No,
that's for sure.
that's definitely for sure.
You know, ain't a big, you know, this is not the MGM Grand by a long shot. You know.
Very true, Harold. Thank you so much for tuning in with us over
here.
here.
Thank you.
Fans, you know, you got to tune in on tomorrow, the weigh-in, and of course Saturday for you folks over in the U.S., but Sunday for us in Macau, China, the big fight, Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Bam Bam Rios. Once again, closing this out with Mr. Harold Lederman, Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV.